Looking through the crystal ball, can you picture this? And it isn't sad at all.
Ciao and welcome to Gio's Paintbrush, where 5 minutes is all it takes to be blown away by one of the world's greatest artists. This is our 5th episode, and thus far we haven't said very much about the purpose of the show. Let me tell you why we're here. I believe that art is for everyone, not just academics or curators or artists, and that art has the potential to enrich everyone's life in some way. I'm no expert and certainly no artist, but Dana and I have traveled frequently and read a lot, and I've discovered how much I love art. I've learned that in just a few minutes, the world's greatest artists can offer anyone something beautiful and thought-provoking, and that everyone can use a little more art in their lives. So that's why I started this show. I want to thank Undeclared Nation and Valsanking for your comments on recent episodes, and invite all with a response to a featured work to leave your comments on YouTube. We'll feature some viewer thoughts in an upcoming show. But today, we'll explore the first American work considered on Gio's Paintbrush, a modernist piece, Edward Hopper's Nighthawks, oil on canvas, 1942, part of the permanent collection at the Art Institute of Chicago. Thanks for joining us. Edward Hopper's late-night diner scene has become ingrained in American popular culture, with prints for sale coast to coast, featuring Hopper's setting, and more often than not, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, and James Dean, or perhaps the Rat Pack sitting at the counter. While such send-ups are fun and ideal for that basement rec room Americana look, Hopper's original is a unique, one-of-a-kind painting that runs much deeper than it appears at first consideration. Hopper's diner reveals no entrance or exit and stands bathed in stark yellow light on an empty, deserted street. The barren display windows across the street, the lack of interaction or communication among the patrons of the diner, and the mostly bare counter suggest modernist themes of loneliness, isolation, boredom, maybe even insomnia. I believe it's no accident that this scene was painted during the Second World War in 1942, when the war and its human cost and the uncertainty of its final outcome must have weighed heavily on all. And yet these Nighthawks have found one another and a place to be alone together. Hopper's choice of the word hawks in the title, a bird of prey, is interesting. The gentleman whose face we can see has hawk-like features, especially the nose, and the two men wear their hats indoors, impolite at best, suggestive of their character at worst, while the woman also commits an obvious faux pas for that time, wearing a red dress with fiery red hair. One wonders if the clerk, who seems to be cleaning up, would just assume everyone went home for the night. These are the people who just don't want to go home, though. What are they up to? The meaning is ambiguous, but one interpretation, suggested by a museum docent, is convincing to me. The woman is clutching something in her hand, a bill, the only words in the painting. All of the signage ordinarily found in the storefronts has been stripped away by Hopper, are placed on the sign above the diner. Phillies and 5 cents, along with a not-so-subtle cigar phallic symbol. That sheds new light on the transaction that may be taking place in this late-night diner, where the inhabitants may do just about anything to alleviate their isolation, their loneliness, and their anxiety. One guide at the Art Institute suggested that Hopper's diner can be viewed as a psychological aquarium with humans inside, and we're locked out, looking in, observing the scene the way one studies the interior of an aquarium. Come to think of it, given the way that Elvis, Marilyn, and James Dean ended their lives, I wonder if the send-ups don't, in a way, remain true to Hopper's central themes of isolation, desperation, and anxiety. Furthermore, I think we can all relate to those feelings in our own lives, and thus, in a way, the joke's on us, since we're all in the human aquarium too, no better than the Nighthawks. Maybe that's why this painting has found its way into our national consciousness. In a sense, we're all sitting at the same counter. Thanks for joining us.
I couldn't picture it like I could without